My name is David, and I crave acceptance. I found that this craving came from my desire to conform to the thoughts and ideas of my various groups of friends. In each group, I found myself changing and never really truly being myself because of this desire for acceptance. This craving for acceptance controlled my life and decisions because depending on who I was with or where I was, I found myself constantly catering to the group. To fulfill this longing, I would find myself doing things that I probably wouldn't do in another group of friends. An example of how I would often crave acceptance is when I am with some friends where drinking and going to bars was often a pressure to do. And because of this pressure for acceptance, I caved to peer pressure. I found that even when I found acceptance, there was still something missing because I felt that it wasn't truly me being accepted. I ended up joining a group at my church that dealt in a way with not wasting your life by chasing after material things and not just doing whatever is comfortable. This made me realize that this lifestyle of trying to gain acceptance from the group is a form of wasting my life. I began to discover that living for God's purpose and His acceptance is far more worthwhile than seeking the acceptance of other people. One verse in the Bible that stood out to me is found in Romans 15 verse 7, where it says, "Accept one another then, just as Christ accepted you." In my lifelong craving for acceptance, I realized that if Jesus accepted me as I am, then what does it matter what others think of me? This realization ultimately came from the fact that Jesus gave His life for me, dying on the cross, and offered Himself in my place to save me from my mistakes and failures. I now believe that I no longer crave acceptance from other people, not only because I realize that Jesus has accepted me, but because I realize what a waste of my life it was to live for the acceptance of others, and that my life could be spent doing many other productive things for God instead of for myself. I now don't feel the need to pretend to be somebody else with my friends anymore. I am free to be who I really am because Jesus has loved and accepted me for who I am, even in spite of my flaws. My name is David, I crave acceptance, and I found it in Jesus.